welcome to God's 5 Minutes with Pastor Ed Wilson. Reach him at GodsFiveMinutes@gmail.com. Now, here's Ed Wilson with God's 5 Minutes.
Hello, friends. Psalm 57:7, which was written by David when he was running for his life from vengeful King Saul, reads, "My heart is fixed, O God, my heart is fixed. I will sing and give praise." Now, that phrase is remarkable, considering that in the preceding verses, David had written such things as, "My soul is among lions, I lie even among them that are set on fire, whose teeth are spears and arrows, and their tongue a sharp sword. They have prepared a net for my steps, they have digged a pit before me." When a person is faced with such immediate threat to life and limb, fear is as natural as breathing. Every normal person feels it, and David was, if anything, a sensitive man. A person of less bravery and faith would have said, "My heart flutters, I look in dread about me, dare make no plans for the future. Live every moment in awful terror, expecting to feel the piercing of an enemy's arrow or the sudden trumpet blast of his surrounding troops." No doubt David felt all those things. But he was a man, and besides that, a man of God, so he did not allow the fearful moment to overwhelm his reason or cause his faith in the promises and dealings of God that had put him in this position to waver. Rather than tremble and weep, he took his courage in his two hands and boldly declared to himself, his followers, his God, and all the world who have ever read the 57th Psalm, "My heart is fixed." And not satisfied to once throw this in the devil's teeth and use it to worship his God, he repeated it again, "My heart is fixed." Many a tested saint of God has ridden out the storms of life by anchoring his soul on that same purpose and testimony. Feel the force of the man, even through all these centuries that lie between us, and no doubt some of the strength that God gave him will flow into our souls too. David said, "With heart and voice will I praise you, O my God. Satan shall not stop me, nor Saul, nor the Philistines. I will make these barren mountains where I'm hiding ring with music until every cave and cranny has the echoes in its depth." David understood it is God's manner of dealing with us, first to cure the darkness and roving that can exist in human hearts, to use the gentle dealing of his great Spirit to cause our hearts to be fixed, and then to begin the process of communicating with us the sweetness of his blessings, as well as his ordinances and commands that are intended to shape the focus and practice of our lives. Even in the inhospitable mountains to which he had been forced to flee from Saul, with night watches and constant moving, David would not allow his soul to be so neglected as to drift out of sacred communion with God, who was the fuel for the unquenchable fire burning in his soul. No, he made it his business to be diligent in his worship to God. The term translated fixed is from a Hebrew word that means fitted and prepared, and that fitting and preparing was not toward contesting with Saul or plotting maneuvers to defeat Saul's purpose, as many would have tried to do in David's place. The fitting and preparing David did was wholly focused on holy communion with God. With a fitted and prepared heart that had benefited by its full measure of communion with God, nothing could be more natural than for him to find all feelings of fear replaced with song and gratitude until they spilled out of him in the melody of this psalm. There is something about holy music that heartens God's people and demoralizes the devil, and it should. The wicked should be alarmed about contending with the people who sing and shout on the battlefield, yes, whose music is the loudest when the threat is the greatest. Sincerity makes the Christian sing. David's music was never sweeter than when it rang against the unfeeling stones of his mountain hideaway. His heart sang with more poignant, beautiful melody than ever his harp did. When saints sing songs of victory against the strife of battle and the pain of loss, angel voices, unheard by human ears, but blending with a heavenly chorus, suit their words to ours and triumph with us in the victory song. David won his battle. If we are faithful, so shall we. Have you talked to God today?
You have been listening to God's 5 Minutes with Pastor Ed Wilson. Reach him by email at GodsFiveMinutes@gmail.com. Tune in next time to hear more encouraging thoughts from God's Word on God's 5 Minutes with Pastor Ed Wilson.